It looks like bits of a car or something. I can't believe this is going in your body and your ears.
And that is what I'm having at the top, the dermal punch.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's going to be your ear?
The craze for body modification is now bigger than ever.
From the top of my head all the way down to my toes, I'm tattooed, including my Johnson, yes.
Tens of thousands of us are putting ourselves through painful procedures in a bid to stand out from the crowd.
I was in the back of the queue when God was giving out dimples.
The lion's face will cover the whole of my back, from the top right down to the bottom.
But at the same time, growing numbers of people are coming to regret it and trying to reverse what they've had done.
It's just probably the worst thing I've ever done in my life.
I regret having them this size.
It's wonderful being spontaneous, but if you make a mistake, you've made that mistake for life.
In this series, I'm going to meet this new tribe of body mod regretters.
Wow, oh my God. No offence, but it's not a very artistic tattoo, is it? I think I'd be scared of you if I met you in a pub.
And others who are planning to have extreme work done.
I won't regret it when I'm older.
How can you be so sure?
I'll be asking them to meet, face to face. Will the stories of regret make them think twice before they go ahead?
You really don't want to get it done, do you?
6 years ago, I was attacked with acid. I've had more than 200 procedures to repair the damage that was done. So I've become fascinated by people who are choosing to alter their natural looks. Tonight, I'll be looking at tattoos.
I think I've got over 30 tattoos, and my favourite one is my cheese tattoo because basically I love cheese.
1 in 3 of us now have an inking somewhere on our bodies. But the boom in laser removal clinics shows that more and more of us are also coming to regret their decision.
It's a logo from a band. The band broke up a little while ago.
I'm going to be travelling the country to meet the people who are desperate to get their tattoos removed. Us Brits are now the most tattooed nation on earth. I've even got one myself, but I wish I hadn't.
I got it years ago when I was 19. It cost me 40 quid in my lunch break at college. I don't actually know what it means. Maybe it means stupid girl had a tattoo, I don't know.
Thankfully, my tattoo is easily hidden, but the same can't be said for my first tattoo regretter. Meet Grant, who got more than a skinful after one night down the pub. 30-year-old Grant and his younger brother John have always been fiercely competitive.
Best of 3.
Best of 3, aye.
A fact known all too well by their long-suffering mum.
The competition for supremacy and who is the biggest nutter will continue for the rest of their life. It will never end.
That's the best dart I've ever thrown in my life.
Grant and John's sibling rivalry knows no bounds.
Football, beer jumping,
Running,
drinking, tennis, tattoos.
But the competition between them hit new heights one day when Grant's brother John decided to get a hilarious tattoo on his foot.
Well, it's a camel on the toe.
He got a camel put on his toe, and I've been thinking how to beat it.
With his younger brother now sporting a permanent camel toe, Grant decided one drunken night that he needed to outdo John with a tattoo that took the siblings' special brand of sophisticated wit to a whole new level.
I was sitting at a bar in Dundee with a couple of my pals. As the night was going on, the drinks were going, a drunken state. I thought this was a good idea.
The morning after the night before, Grant was no longer pie-eyed.
When I woke up in the morning, I was kind of holding my eye, thinking I'd maybe been in a fight or something.
But he was Jap-side.
Totally forgot I had it done until I'd seen it in the mirror close up.
The joke was on him, and it wasn't very funny.
I've got Japs, as in Jap's eye. It's quite a racist thing to say, really.
When I found out it was real, I was a bit annoyed with him, like, I think everyone was. I've got a camel on my toe, but I could cover it up.
Grant doesn't think about long-term consequences often. A joke is a here and a now, and it's meant for fun. He certainly didn't think about the consequence of something as ridiculous as what he did.
Grant knows his Japs was a serious lapse of judgment, and it won't be easy to remove.
We've all done things we regret, and it's like whether they catch up with you or not, you know? Nobody can sit here and say, oh, I
can't just wake up in the morning and that one's gone, no.
There's no day off from this.
No, absolutely not. I mean, I get up and every day, you see yourself, you see it.
If I'm really honest with you, and I know I'm the least person, I shouldn't be like this, I think I'd be scared of you if I met you in a pub. Because I'd be frightened, thinking, are you like a thug? And you're not, like, you're so lovely and easy to talk to. That must be quite frustrating if you're something, but you look like something else and people are judging you. When I know how that feels, that's really a frustrating situation.
It's not nice.
No. Is it in your thoughts all the time?
It's in my thoughts all the time, yeah. My wee lass, Sophia, she's 6. And she's going up and she's saying, so what does it mean then, Daddy? And she doesn't like it. She doesn't like it. She asks when it's going to go.
He's a dad, and he wants people to see that he's a good, caring, responsible dad. And he is. But this on his face, he just looks like a joker. So it's all wrong.
Grant isn't alone in feeling intense regret about a tattoo. 24-year-old Melissa has a tat so big and ugly that it's making her life a misery.
My grandparents brought me up. I felt like they never listened to me as a teenager. We were arguing a lot. We didn't get along. We absolutely hated each other.
I'm Melissa's grandfather. We were brought up from the day she was born. When Melissa was very young, she was a really, really nice child. She's my little princess. And she was like that, until she was 12, and then things started to change.
The perfect little princess was turning bad. And by 18, Melissa wanted to give her grandparents the wake-up call she thought they deserved. So what would definitely rile the grandparents? Maybe a gecko on her foot? Or a smattering of stars up her neck? No, a giant heart-shaped weird rose thing with a keyhole and legs slap bang in the middle of her chest.
I decided as a rebellious decision to get this huge tattoo, which I knew my grandparents are going to hate, just to get a reaction from them, really.
It was, as you say, like a slap in the face. I don't care what you think, I'm having this, and that's it.
Melissa's rebel yell was as much to impress her new group of culty mates as to annoy her elderly grandparents.
I used to hang around with the emos and kind of like metal type guys. I used to wear anything that had like my tattoo on show. I enjoyed the reactions.
But then life took another turn for this inky wild child, and she had to grow up quickly.
The place that I feel the most conscious about my tattoo is obviously when I'm with my son, taking him to nursery. You never see other mums with tattoos on their chest.
I've come to find out more about Melissa's tat.
Oh, hello.
And it's not hard to see why she wants to get it off her chest.
Just go slightly onto my breast area as well. Just
Why
do
did
it.
you choose chest? Why?
I don't know, because I think it's because it's the most obvious place.
And it's like some people would like graffiti the wall because they're angry at the world.
But I
and they're
graffitied
rebel.
myself. It's just like me basically saying, I don't care.
We've all got those regrets, we've all done those things, but ours aren't written across our chest.
Obviously, because I've grown up a lot since then, in 6 years. I mean, I've got a little boy, so I'm a mum now.
Yeah. Now you are on the same side as your grandparents. Do you think you also understand what it is to worry and care about a child?
Exactly.
Maybe you understand, like they were
Yeah.
protecting you, and because you're
Well,
protecting someone now.
I've like learnt my lesson.
Yes, it's a hard lesson to learn.
Next, Melissa and Grant will be going through with the painful process of laser removal.
So are you ready, Grant?
Yeah.
I'll be meeting a man whose obsession with body art knows no bounds.
When someone looks at me, they shouldn't just see the tattoos and the multicoloured hair. They should see someone in a suit that's capable of doing a job.
And I'll be asking 19-year-old tattoo virgin Deja to think before she gets inked.
If I'm blunt and honest with you, I don't think you should do the tattoo.
Earlier, I met Grant, who is desperate to lose the tattoo on his eyelid.
That's a really frustrating situation.
It's not nice.
No. Is it in your thoughts all the time?
It's in my thoughts all the time, yeah.
Today, he's going to have the first of a number of painful laser procedures in a bid to say bye-bye to his Jap's eye tattoo.
I'm feeling quite glad about today, actually, because I'm finally getting it started. So here's hoping it doesn't take too many times. Yeah. How you doing?
The laser removal that Grant's about to have is becoming more popular as people regret their hasty tattoos. It can cost thousands, and because Grant's tat is on his eyelid, it's potentially dangerous too. There are risks involved in firing a laser towards the eye, and Grant must have a protective eye shield inserted throughout his treatment. Without this, the laser could burn through the thin skin on the eyelid and cause blindness.
So are you ready, Grant?
Yeah.
1, 2, and 3.
The laser works by producing pulses of heat which shatter the ink into tiny particles, which are then absorbed into the bloodstream.
Well done, Grant. That's all treatment done for today, yes. That's all. Okay. How does it do?
That's a wee bit swollen, but I think it went really well.
First session over, and it looks like the 2-year hangover of Grant's drunken tattoo is finally starting to lift. But the treatment isn't always completely successful, and it could be nearly a year before Grant knows whether he can say goodbye to the Jap's eye forever.
I'm just hoping it's going to work for him. That's really, it's just a hope. That's all I feel, really, just hope for him. He can get on with his life now. Put it all behind him and just get on with it.
For every regretter, there are dozens more of us preparing to get work done, as the trend for body modification keeps booming. Down in Bournemouth, 19-year-old Deja is about to get her entire back tattooed, even though this will be her very first inking.
It's going to be a lion's face. The lion's face will cover the whole of my back, from the top right down to the bottom.
Could Deja be about to enter the legions of those who tattoo in haste and repent at leisure? Time for a heart-to-heart about her big cat tat.
Okay, so what, that actual lion's face?
This lion's face.
So this is actually an entire portrait
Yes.
of Safari,
Yeah.
if you don't mind me saying. So you're quite petite, you're not very broad, so
No.
this will be literally from what, here to here?
Yes.
Down to there to there?
Yeah.
That's massive.
I know.
Right. So are you one of these kind of tattoo people? Have you got tattoos at your
I
legs?
have no other tattoos.
None?
No, none.
You're a virgin?
Yes.
I mean, you've got sort of minimal makeup on, you look very effortlessly beautiful.
Oh.
Lovely clear skin.
Yeah, I guess so.
Wow, okay, why a lion? What's the significance?
Family. I haven't really had a strong family when I've been growing up, so this will represent that. My dad left when I was much younger, and so then it was just me, my mum and my big brother. Lions are known to be the king of the jungle, and they have the strongest family in the jungle.
You obviously genuinely have a really deep, meaningful reason, but it could be quite a painful memory, I think. Are you ready for that kind of attention on that backstory for the rest of your life?
You really don't want me to get this done, do you?
Ultimately, the final decision is yours.
Yeah.
But if I'm blunt and honest with you,
yeah.
I don't think you should do the tattoo.
What I really want is for Deja not to end up regretting her decision if she gets the tattoo done. So I have a little plan to suggest to her.
I have a girl that I'd like you to meet, and she was once like you.
Yeah.
And she wanted to have a very big tattoo. In fact, when you meet her, it'll be the first thing you see.
Yeah.
Would you go along and talk to her about that?
Definitely.
I'm glad Deidre's agreed to pause for thought, because I have an inkling she won't want this inking quite so much in 10 years' time.